What's going on, guys? Matt over here with Lethal Garage, and today we are installing the Lingenfelter version 2 fuel pump to coincide with my brand new cam that we're sliding in there from Cam Motion, custom spec by Cunningham Motorsports. The fuel pump's probably the easiest thing. I'm over here at Bowtie Britch's house because he's helping oversee making sure I don't break things and doing things that I've never done before, or showing me how to do the things so I don't break the things. He's an awesome guy. He really helps me. Bowtie Britches, if you guys ever need motor work or anything like that, hit him up. Anyways, so yeah, fuel pump, Lingenfelter, version 2. I'll talk more about it once we have it in hand, but that is happening today. Let's get to the install. So, fuel out. So if you don't have a supercharger, basically your intake manifold is sitting there. It's a lot easier to remove than the blower. But in this instance, you can see it right back here. We'll show you, we got some fun disconnects and stuff happening back there. But we're literally gonna pull that one off, take it off, and put the new one in. Now keep in mind, this is the Lingenfelter version 1 pump that I have in here now. We're going with the version 2. The reason why we went with the version 2, because it works or coincides with the fuel lobe in the cam. This one does not. So that's the benefit. It will make use of that big 38% lobe, and we'll be good. So if you're wondering, this is actually your fuel rail and your injectors nicely attached all across. So I do have the fuel injector injectors in here. They are the high flow LT4 setup, link down in the description if you guys are interested. But yeah, they flow about 40% better. We're expecting 820, 830 range of power out of it with the pump and everything, maybe more if we're lucky, who knows. We do need to change some pulleys, gotta get the 9.1 and the 3.5 upper, but yeah. What are you about to do? So he's disconnected the main lines that are basically priming the rails. So that high side pump that we're replacing, that's its primary job, is keep that fuel pressure on the rails consistent. And that's why the power right now, that's why we're swapping this out to get the bigger fuel lobe and the bigger bore pump, because we're at the point where we can't keep any more pressure in the fuel lines. So we're getting the bigger pump to make that happen. So what's the next step, sir? There's lots of power cables.
It's just 3 connections.
That seems like a lot for one pump. So you can see Mike's reaching back in there, getting the power cables. There's 3 different cables that come off. You saw the one easy one, the big one to the right, and then this little one on the far back side. That one looked a little more difficult. Is there 3 bolts?
2 bolts.
2 bolts. 2 bolts holding your fuel pump in. You'll see a shim in there.
It's a gasket shim. Pull those 2 bolts out. You're gonna slide this piece out. And then you're gonna pull this piece off. And that's your DI pump.
That's the most expensive fuel pump you have in your car right there. We're doing a few other things around here, but I wanted to get the fuel pump installed, show you guys exactly how to do this. The bigger thing here is, again, my fuel rails and everything are removed right now, but we did put the LS7 lash cap in. It's all good to go, but there's a few things that you need to highlight with the pump. So this is the brand new LPE version 2 pump. It's the big bore pump. It's the only one they offer. They don't even offer the version 1 anymore. There's a lot of things you have to take in mind here when you're installing this, and it all comes down to measurement and knowing what you need and how to do it, because if you don't measure right, you don't set it up right, your pump's gone. This is a $1,600 pump. You don't want to mess this up. If you don't know how to do this or you don't understand it, call LPE, talk to a professional, do it right. Because if you don't do it right, you're throwing money away, and I do not want to be the reason you're doing that. So in this instance, we have, what is this? 4 is it gaskets? Or
It's a shim gasket.
it's a shim gasket. So I know on the other one we didn't have that many, did we?
No, we just had 1.
We just had 1. So on this one we have 4 shim gaskets on it. We are using the LS7 lash cap on the setup. You can't see it, it's down in the little hole way back there. But yeah, make sure you measure right, look into it, figure it out, do it right. I don't know all the mechanics. Thanks to Bowtie Britches, he's the reason why I know what the heck I need to do. Without him, I would be lost forever. So do the due diligence, figure it out. I promise you will be a happy person for it. Let's install this bad boy. Michael's son. And we just gotta screw it. Wrong turn, ladies. Bolt it in.
So it pulls down nice and evenly.
Like you saw those shims in the line. You know, honestly, one of the tank kind of like these are, but their pickup pump for the opposite side is just underpowered, and everyone's tried every different type of.
So there you have it, fuel system installed. Now just a few things to touch on. When you want to get in your car for the first time starting it up, new fuel system in there, you're going to push the start button without touching the brake, and that way you're going to let your fuel pump prime, get some pressures, got to fill all the rails and all that stuff. The other thing I want to highlight, Lingenfelter is a big fan and they don't want you to remove the check valve. So inside this piece right here, there's a check valve, and that keeps your pump nice and happy and keeps the life of it going. Now there's some shops that will remove that. Lingenfelter encourages you to keep it there. I'm encouraging you to keep it there based on the suggestion of bow tie britches. And yeah, so do know you want to hit the start button, prime the rails, prime the pump, all that stuff. It's still going to turn a little bit with no fuel in there. It's going to happen, but it will fill up really quick and happen really quickly, and then you can do your start and be good to go. So it's definitely an interesting install. Camera, come with me. You can come now. It's definitely an interesting install. Again, all those points I talked about, measurements, making sure the spacers and all that stuff you have all lined up, perfect, good to go. Again, I am not the master here. Thanks to Bow Tie Britches, he was able to dial it all in. He knew exactly how it was. So I can't help you. So don't reach out to me for those questions. But you know, hit up Lingenfelter, hit up any speed shop, your local speed shop you're working with. They may be able to help you, or they might tell you to go to Lingenfelter, and maybe they will have to help you either or. So that is high side fuel pump install. It's not completely terribly hard, but you just please make sure you get those measurements and all the details dialed in before you do this, so you don't break things, ruin things. $1,600 down the drain. I don't care how much money you have. That's a lot of money just to throw away. Thanks for checking out this video. Likes, comments, shares appreciated. Hit that subscribe button if you want more Camaro guides, installs, follow up on the build, watch me hit 800 plus horsepower, all that greatness. It's coming. I'll see you guys next time, or well, no. If I don't see you in the next video, I do hope to see you on the road. Oh, I just pulled a muscle in my back. Oh, God. Oh, okay. So, blower is pulled. You can see the high side pump
just pulled the
sitting
lever
right in the back, and I just pulled it. God, this hurts. I hate you both.